Tomahawk, chop, go. Do the top.
That cat right there. What did you step? Free step. Good at the second level.
Committed, I think, is probably the one word I would use to describe this team. The commitment level that they've shown through the spring and the summer has been second to none. I mean, as good as any football team I've ever coached. So that's probably the one word I would use is committed. I think the biggest difference in this year's team and teams that I've had in the past, especially last year, last year was a new system on both sides of the ball. This year, they're a year into it, and we're so much further along than we were a year ago, both in technique and in our script. And I think these kids' willingness to win, is one thing that a lot of the teams have lacked in the past. These kids, when you ask them to step up, they step up. So I think that's going to pay huge dividends for us through the season. Offensively, of course, you have to go back to Ryland Morris. He was an outstanding freshman for us last year, playing quarterback. In order for us to get where we want to be, we're going to have to get better in the passing game than we were last year. That's something we've kind of struggled with, and we're still not there yet, but we're getting there. But definitely Ryland and the offensive line, we feel like we've got a lot of depth on the offensive line, and we think that's going to be a huge plus for us to be able to run the football deep in the season. Defensively, we're going to lean on our front seven. Those down linemen we got are as good or better than anybody we'll play this year. And our linebackers, they're outstanding. They love to blitz. They love to be physical. That's one thing about the kids here in Honey Grove. It's different. We live in an offensive world today, and the kids in Honey Grove love to play defense. I think one that has really stepped up and is going to get on the field a lot more than he thought he was Austin Freeman. He's come out and he's been in this system for a long time. He knows every position out there. He's worked hard changing his body and catching the football. So I think he's going to be one of the ones that's really going to step up for us, and in the kicking game as well. I feel very, very positive about this year. Like I said, we're so far ahead of where we were last year in all phases of the game. We're extremely athletic. We're big. We kind of got a little bit of mix of everything. Defensively, I think we might have the best defense in the state of Texas. Our kids fly the football. They love to what we call put people in a tent. They love to hit, and I think that's what's going to keep us in a lot of ball games that are going to be tough. 7-on-7 was great this year. We hosted the league here at our place, so our kids didn't have to travel. The key to 7-on-7 and having a successful league is numbers. And we had more than everybody that showed up. Even parents, 4A school, they showed up over. We had more kids out there than they did. And I thought we were 100 times better than we were a year ago at 7-on-7. So, kudos to that. That's going to help our secondary and our passing game. Lineman challenges, man, we rolled. I think we only lost one this year. And our kids, just the way they go compete and get after it. Plus, they love that stuff, man. They've been playing 7-on-7 a long time. We do these lineman challenges, kind of, throw them big boys a bone. They don't get a lot of love most of the time. So that's one thing that we really work for. Some workouts, I'll be honest with you, I probably worked this group of kids harder than I've ever worked a group of kids in my 19 years of being head coach. And the reason I did it, number one, is because I know the potential they have, and number two, them suckers kept coming back. And there's a lot to be said for that. We take a lot of pride in what we call Warrior Wednesday around here, and I usually don't do it in the summer. Last week of summer workouts on Wednesday, we lifted and we were maxing, and the kids said, "What are we going to do for conditioning?" And I said, "Y'all know what we're going to do." Went outside and did Warrior Wednesday for an hour, and it was already 95 degrees. So man, that says just a ton about how committed these kids and how committed these kids are and how much they want to win. I think the one that really sticks out as a newcomer going to make an impact is probably Mason Banker. coming in, starting at will linebacker for us, and his instincts have shown to be tremendous so far this year in camp. Another one, Kobe Pat. He was on the varsity last year, but had limited snaps, and once again had a great spring and summer. And he is so explosive off the ball. He's very intelligent. So he's going to be a huge contributor on both sides of the ball. So those two kids, I think, are the biggest surprises so far. Kevin Wiggins, aka Homie. I've known Kevin 30 years. We went to college together, played football together. Kevin got in the coaching game 2 years after I did. He's 2 years younger than I am. And he spent some time down in South Texas, and then came up to Blue Ridge about, 17 years ago, and then became the head coach 15 years ago. And he spent several years coaching against each other while he was at Blue Ridge, and then he transferred over to White Wright, and we coached against each other there. And then, he called me up, and he didn't get his contract renewed, and he said, "You know what, Fletch?" He said, "I just want a spot where my son can go have success and win." And he said, "That's Honey Grove," and he said, "I want to be a part of it." And he has fit us like a glove. He is outstanding. He's a kid coach. The kids love him. He does an outstanding job teaching all aspects of the game. He's just a good, solid coach. And like I said, for us to hire a veteran coach like that Honey Grove, man, that says a whole bunch about our program. It's actually pronounced Zadel Bay. What that is, the Zadel Bay and the Kiowa Indian tribe is kind of their bad dude. So let's say you have a tribe and I have a tribe, and we want to just put our baddest dude out there and see who wins. Well, in the Kiowa tribe, that is the Zadel Bay. And we kind of adopted that the last couple of years here. Our starting defense, we consider them to be our bad boys, and we get them all black jerseys, and they say Zadel Bay on the front of them, have a number, and it's important to them to get that black jersey, and to keep that black jersey, because you can lose that black jersey just as quick as you got it. So it's a pride thing for us, and like I said, we think that's our bad dudes, so that's our Zadel Bay. Goal for the season, we've been saying win 10, win 10, win 10. We're talking about the regular season there. We want to start this thing off, go 10-0, be district champs, go in the playoffs hot. There's going to be some roadblocks in the way. Got some good football teams going to come play us, but we feel confident that we're going to put a good product out every Friday night, and then we're going to see how far this thing can go. Hopefully, all the way to Jerry's house.
Do the tomahawk chop, go. Do the tomahawk.